Hey guys, just drilling my own cavities. This is actually less painful than what we're about to talk about. We're going to talk about the state of the North Idaho real estate market, and we're going to compare it to the national real estate market. And then once we're done with that pain, we're going to go ahead and look at how homes are being bought and sold as a result of where our market is. And this is going to be really crucial information for those of you that are considering buying in the North Idaho real estate market, because the way homes are being bought and sold right now in North Idaho is unlike anything we've ever seen, and probably unlike most markets in the country. Let's get into it. Okay, so it's no secret. Here in 2021, as we start the year out, it seems like everywhere you look, whether it's social media or mainstream media, they're talking about the housing crisis of 2021. And it's not because we're having the same kind of a crisis that we had in 2006. It's a different crisis. It's called a housing affordability crisis. So nationwide, as you can see here from this article, it's dated January 22nd, 2021, and they're looking back on the year 2020 in the national housing market. And you can see here in the key highlights that existing home sales were up 5.6% from 2019, and that was the most since the Great Recession in 2006. You also notice that median existing home sales prices were up 12.9% for the year to 309,800, and the housing inventory sank to just over a million housing units, and that was a 1.9 month supply at the end of December. That is a historic low. So nationally, our market, as far as the real estate market nationally, has never seen these historic numbers. And as historic as those numbers are for the country, they pale in comparison to the historic numbers in North Idaho. So to look at those numbers in North Idaho and see where the market is here, we're actually going to look at some stats. Let's look at them. In the national report, it said that the housing market for 2020 nationally was up 5.6%, and that was a record since the Great Recession. Look here in North Idaho, we went up 9.1% in the year 2020, almost double what the national housing market did. So if the national housing market had a record number of sales since the Great Recession, you can see where we've been. So we've had these record sales, and I want to point this out. Look at how the sales have gone up year over year. Meanwhile, the inventory of homes has gone down. So even though we've had less homes to sell year over year, we've sold more homes year over year. And what that means is that we've been eating into our warehouse of inventory. You know, you have homes that come on every month, but on top of that is the houses that are in the warehouse, so to say. We've been eating away at that warehouse of homes to where we are down. Check this out. We are down to less than 2 weeks of inventory in new construction and less than 2 weeks on previously owned. And if you look, this is 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. We have consistently seen our month supply of inventory. And remember, 5 to 6 months is a healthy inventory. That's a balanced market. And we haven't been a balanced market or a healthy market since 2016. And you can see how year over year the prices, or not the prices, but the inventory have gone down. And we are now at critical levels. We have less than 2 weeks of inventory in the warehouse. So if no homes come on the market, that means that in 2 weeks we are out of homes to sell. That's a housing crisis. What does a housing crisis actually look like in actual numbers? Well, here you see the inventory of homes for sale, and it's broken down at the end of the year for 2020. It's broken down by new construction and previously owned. And you can see normally in our regular years, which recently have been down on inventory, we have about 320 new homes on the market to sell. We had 38. We were down 88% new homes at the end of 2020. Same thing here for pre-existing homes. You can see that we've had low inventory at the end of the year, but it has just dropped off drastically, 71%. Think about that. There's only 238 homes at the end of the year in the entire 5-county panhandle area of North Idaho. Here we're looking at the median sales price increase at the end of the year. So nationally, home prices have gone up 13%. In the western region, they've gone up 14%. And here in North Idaho in 2020, they went up 18%. And a lot of us, rightfully so, are upset at how fast the prices are increasing, making it harder and harder to purchase a home here in North Idaho. But really, if we're honest, the whole country is seeing an increase in sales prices. And no matter where you go, prices are up. They're just up a little bit more here in North Idaho. Again, we saw the month's supply of inventory. North Idaho is down to less than 2 weeks. The nation sits at 1.9, and a healthy market is 6. Our inventory of homes at the end of 2020 was down. In the nation, it was down 23%, and they're calling that all-time lows. And look at what it was here in North Idaho. It was down 77%. A drastic drop-off of inventory of homes. And you can see here at the end of the year 2020, the nation saw an increase of 6% or 5.6% increase of sale in homes, and North Idaho saw a 9%. Those of you that have followed our channel for any length of time have seen me go through this exercise. What we're going to do right now is actually go through the MLS in real time and see what a housing crisis looks like in actual time. So you can see over here, if you follow my cursor, right now there are 255 homes that are active within the 5-county area of the panhandle of North Idaho. And you can see over here in the map, you can see the homes. Some of them are listed on the Washington side. Some of the agents are dual agents, and they list some of their homes on the Spokane side. But generally, your MLS, the Coeur d'Alene MLS, is going to cover these 5-county area of North Idaho. So 255 homes are active right now, and if you remember at the end of December, we had 238. So our inventory in a month's time has not gone up very much. So here we are at the 29th of January at 8:32 in the morning. We are going to do an exercise and look at how many homes would be applicable to you, because these 255 homes, that doesn't mean you have 255 homes to look at, because you have certain criteria. So we're going to walk through some of that criteria and see what happens to that inventory. So most people, when they come out here, want to keep their budget under $500,000. So let's role play doing that. We want everything on the market under $500,000. How many homes are there? There are 84. So we just lost 2/3 of our inventory by keeping the price under $500,000. What that means is that 2/3 of your inventory is over $500,000 in the panhandle. Okay, so we have 84 homes under $500,000. Let's continue to look at our wants and needs. A lot of you say, I want 5 acres or more. So how many over 5 acres under $500,000 are there? There are 7. You can see right up here. And if you look at the map, here's where they are. So Coeur d'Alene is right here. Most of these homes are well north of Coeur d'Alene. An hour, so right in here you're about, this is within a half hour to an hour of Coeur d'Alene, and up here you're 2.5 hours from Coeur d'Alene. So you say, okay, well, 7 homes is not that much, and let's try 1 acre. I just need a garden. So let's look at anything 1 acre and up, under $500,000. And you can see we are to 18 homes. Those 18 homes, if we look at the map, there's a couple over here in the Silver Valley, and there's a couple, again, more north of Coeur d'Alene, and then really up here by Bonners Ferry. So if you were to say, Corey, I want to stay within a half hour of Coeur d'Alene, you're looking pretty much at 5 or 6 homes right in here, because everything else is looking like it's an hour outside of Coeur d'Alene. Okay, so that's our rural friends. Those of you that don't necessarily want acreage, you just want a good neighborhood, let's take a look at what we've got here. So we've got 500,000 and under. We're down to 84. Give me a home that has 3-car garage. So this is interesting. Watch what happens when you request a 3-car garage. Your 84 homes go down to 4. That's right. Only 4 homes in the entire panhandle have what we would classify as a 3-car garage, and none of those are anywhere near town. 3-car garages are very popular, and when they come on the market, they go fast. Same thing with anything with a shop. So your homes with 3-car garages are on the outskirts of town. How about 2-car? Well, we moved the inventory up to 34 homes. And now you can see over here on the map, you've got more homes in town they're all 2-car garage. And you're like, okay, that's cool. I'll take a 2-car garage as long as you give me RV access. So let's ask that. Let's look at anything that has RV access. There are 11 homes. Where are those 11 homes? Again, over here on the map, you've got about half of them here within a half-hour Coeur d'Alene, and the other half are outside of Coeur d'Alene. Let's get rid of the 3-car garage and RV access, and let's do something that a lot of you are interested in. So again, 500 and under, there are only 84 homes. A lot of you are retired. You don't want stairs. So let's look at how many single level homes there are on the market. And when we say single level, we're basically saying main level living. You've got laundry, kitchen, master bath, all of it's on one level. And that could be a single level home. It could be a daylight basement where everything's on the main level. And it could be a single level home, and then you've got a bonus room above the garage. So let's go ahead and see how many single level homes there are in the Panhandle under 500,000. So we went from 84 down to 34. Okay, so we're down to 34 homes that are single level living. And again, where are most of those concentrated? About half of them are within a half-hour Coeur d'Alene, and the rest of them are outside of Coeur d'Alene. So let's just do this exercise. Let's look and see how many of those are actually within a half-hour Coeur d'Alene. So let me find the map, and we're going to say a half hour from Coeur d'Alene. How many single-level homes are there? There are 11. Okay, so we've got 11 homes. And you go, that's a good inventory to go look at. If I came out here on a Saturday to look at homes and I wanted something under 500, single level living. Okay, so there's your single level homes. But a lot of you do want a 3-car garage. Let's do that. So how many 3-car garages, single level living, under 500 within a half-hour Coeur d'Alene? There are none. You can see right here. No houses with 3-car garage as a single level within a half hour. How about 2-car? There are 5. Okay, we got 5 homes within a half-hour Coeur d'Alene under 500,000, and we haven't even asked for RV access yet. So it just goes to show you there are not dozens and dozens of homes that meet your criteria when you are looking for a home, and that's why we do these exercises and I do these videos so that you can know that you're not jumping from one market to another without having to have patience and have a strategy. Okay, so where are we at? So far in this video, we're probably waiting for a root canal as opposed to trying to get in this market, because we have defined how nationally we're at a affordability crisis in the country for homes. And then we showed how it's even worse here in North Idaho. And I'll go out on a limb and I'll say that the North Idaho market, if it is not the most competitive market in the country, it's one of them. And you need to know that. If you're talking about coming to this market as a buyer, you've got to understand the environment that you're in. And now we're going to look at how that environment is changing the way homes are being bought and sold. It's actually changing the way homes are bought and sold. The way homes are bought and sold right now comes down to one word. It's called auction. Every home worth seeing, worth you buying, is pretty much going to be an auction. And how does it work? The seller puts the home on the market on a Wednesday, and they say in the listing agreement, we're going to hold all offers until Sunday. So you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have all these people going into the house, all these people putting offers in. You're guaranteed by holding offers to have multiple bids. And in our market right now, we're seeing anywhere from 6 to 30 multiple bids on homes. There's no inventory, and there's plenty of people renting in town waiting for homes to come on the market. They're pre-approved with loans, they have cash. And that brings me to this point. 1 in 3 buyers in our market, in the North Idaho market, is cash. Nationally, it's about 1 in 5, as you can see from this graph. 19% of the market nationally is a cash buyer. Here it's closer to 30%, almost 1 in 3 buyers. So when you have 6 offers on a house, there's a good chance 2 of those are going to be cash. So you are a buyer with a loan. How do you compete with cash? Well, you can do it, but you have to go higher in price than the cash, obviously, and you have to give them better terms. And right now, even cash buyers are taking the homes as is. They're
still getting their inspections done, but they're not coming back to the seller to nickel and dime them over fixing leaky faucets and lifting roof tiles and stuff like that. They're taking the house as is. Make it easy on the seller. The seller says, great, you win the bid. And if you say, well, I don't want to get into a bidding war, this is not the market for you. You're not going to get into a house in North Idaho because everything is a bidding war because they hold all offers, right? So as a buyer with a loan, you should have cash to cover the gap between what the bank's going to loan. Because remember, the homes getting listed on the market right now are probably higher than what they're going to appraise when the bank does an appraisal. So let's just say it's a $400,000 asking price and the bank is generous and they say, yeah, we'll give you $400,000 for the house, but you won the bid at $430,000. There's a $30,000 gap in there that you as a buyer have to cover with your own cash. And you say, well, we'll just ask the seller to negotiate the price down for us. No, because when you submit your offer, if you're a loan and they're interested in your loan, they'll say, hey, are you willing to waive your appraisal contingency? And if you say no, we want to keep that, they'll go, okay, move on. We're going to pick another offer. So the next progression is for people to say, well, I don't want to be in that competitive bid situation, so I'm going to avoid the pre-existing market altogether, and I'm just going to go over here to the model homes, and I'm going to pick a lot. I'm going to put a deposit down, pick my floor plan, pick my colors, and in 10 months I'll have a house. Those days are gone because even the builders now are using the what? Auction format. So if you take a look at this listing, this is a typical listing now that you're seeing from builders. They are taking their home and their lot, putting together what's called a lot home package. They're putting it on the MLS and they're holding offers from Wednesday to Sunday, and it's the same competitive bid process. So you're going to be in a competitive bid situation, whether it's a new home or a pre-existing home. That is not to say that every builder right now is doing the auction format. Some of them are taking a list, right? So they're collecting all these names. So when they open up the next phase, they're going to pick from that list. Well, how do they pick from the list? The other day I was talking to a real estate agent who represents a local builder. And this builder builds anywhere from 20 to 40 homes a year. And he told me that he has binders of people on the list for these next builds. Hundreds of people on a list for 20 to 40 homes. And when it comes time for that real estate agent to pick the buyers for those lots, who do you think they're going to pick? They're going to pick the cash offers first. And if you've got 200 or 300 people on a list for 20 to 40 lots, and remember our ratio is 1 in 3 buyers are cash, there's a good possibility that all those lots are going to the cash buyers. So it's very competitive in our market, and you need to understand that coming here. That does not mean you'll never get a house. What it does mean is that you've got to be patient and you've got to know how to navigate through the market. So that's it, you guys. I wish I had better news for you. In fact, I do. It's called a root canal, right? Yeah, our market's horrible right now. It's not going to change anytime soon either. The demand's not going anywhere. The more we have social unrest and uncertainty in this country, the North Idaho market becomes more popular. Nobody's leaving here, so it's not like there's a bunch of houses going to come online. There's no more land left to develop. So it's a competitive market, and you need to know that. That's why I do these videos, so that you don't sell your house somewhere and just think that you're going to walk into this market. You have to have a strategy. You have to understand the environment you're going to be in, and you have to navigate that environment. We do that. That's what we do every day. We're successful at it. But in all honesty, we lose more bids than we win because of the competition. All right, that's it for now, you guys. Appreciate you watching. Be sure to like these videos and subscribe if you want more information going forward. Hopefully I have better information going forward. I feel like the Grim Reaper lately, but it is what it is, and you need to know what it is. All right, bye now.